Hey, brothers and sisters, what's up? For those that's already here, this is the Reluctant Nabi back again. Um, I meant to do a Facebook show to let y'all know about this upcoming um, cast right now, but I was very, very tired. Didn't get much sleep last night. Um, so when um, when I got back from school, I just laid it down, took me a little nap, just woke up a little bit ago and remembered that I was going to do this. All right. Now, today I am going to have some guests on. And so um, I will be putting the notices out for my guests once I finish putting up the mass notification that I'm doing, that I'm live. This is going to be helpful to the people planning to travel to Brazil. In that, there's a brother, he does a Facebook show. Um, he does a Facebook show from Brazil. He lives there. He's lived in a few places, and I am going to have him on today. All right, so let's see. So I'm gonna have him on today. And we need to take back control of our stuff as men. Um, I'm looking around Facebook, and the state of black manhood is pathetic. All right. It is truly pathetic. It's really sad. These are people so manipulated by the media, it's ridiculous. All right. And here's the crazy thing. The crazy thing is this: these are fools you just can't challenge because they don't know anything. And this is what I mean by that. If I have convinced myself of understanding calculus to the degree, listen to this, understanding calculus to the degree that no one else can tell me anything, right? And this is all, again, to the degree that I have never taken a calculus class. So I never bothered to study calculus. All right. I never bothered to study calculus. Um, all I did was, where am I? All I did was listen to somebody else who said they know about calculus. And even though they never really took calculus, and they got their information from somebody else that said they knew something about calculus. You cannot tell any of the people in these groups anything. Now, why do I use calculus? Because calculus is a higher form of math, and it has numbers in them. So just because you understand how numbers work in general, you don't know how the calculus equation works, right? But the guys that take calculus, I mean, the guys in these groups, they figure because they understand the basics that something happened, then their guy or whoever they like can tell them anything. They will buy their junk books and everything and never bother to do any background research or learn for themselves. You see what I mean? And so this is where you kind of get into some serious trouble with trying to deal with guys with this kind of mentality. Because you can't tell a person who desires to be stupid anything. We're not saying ignorant. Ignorant people are people that just don't know. What's the difference between ignorant people and stupid people? Stupid people are people that just don't want to learn but think they know everything already. Hold on. And they think that what they know makes them better qualified to speak on something than the person that actually studies the thing that they think they know, like calculus. So these dudes will argue with a mathematician that is a professor of calculus about calculus. Why? Because one of their homeboys told them something about calculus, and they're gonna run with that as the truth. Because their homeboy, because that's who they like. All right, understand this. Their homeboy that they like outweighs everybody else as far as what's going on. And that's the sad part about many of these people. And that's why you can't tell them nothing. You can't tell them nothing because they already think they know everything. Even while being very ignorant of the thing they think they know. And that is the biggest travesty of all of this. The biggest travesty in all of this is these are ignorant minded people that think they know. All right. So we got my other guests on. So let me bring them on real quick. All right. Let me bring on my guests real quick. All right. Um, it is just really, really, really pathetic. Mm. All right. Hold on for a second. Go put some shoes on because it's kind of cold. Man, I got up putting some shorts on, walked outside. I was like, holy cow. All right. Hold on. Let me do one more invite. I don't know what's going on here. Man, some of the times I don't know how this thing is working. Okay. Do it like this. All right, so now let me continue on. If I put my shoes on. All right. Sorry about all that delaying. All right. So that's basically what's going on. Now, hey, let me just shout out to everybody. What's up, Megadon? Um, Ronaldo. Hey, Ronaldo. We're gonna get the hotel stuff this Monday. All right, so we're gonna need to get in touch, right? You hear that, Elijah? All right, so what's up, Elijah? What's up, Honey Rat? Um, Terrence, Antonio Johnson. What's up? Hey, hey, hey. All right, and so um, basically, let me see. Okay, so all right, now let's all right. Um, Me, not yet, because I'm doing stuff. My stuff that I do, I'm doing between two places here and Brazil. All right, so It'd be a lot of children that I would be leaving behind. But there are some other brothers that's looking forward to locating permanently, and that's the reason for this particular video right here. Because I got a brother on here that can help with that. All right, so I'm kind of waiting for him to hold on. Hold it. All right. All right, and so hold on for a second. Um um all right. Okay, now let all right, so what's happening is one of the brothers that I'm trying to get on here is being blocked by Facebook. I don't know why. So let me see if I can get this notice out to him in another way. And so basically this is what's going on. Um I'm gonna just say this. Um the people running these things, the people that are running these things are making it very, very difficult. They're starting to make communication difficult, like Facebook and all of the rest of this. All right. So basically, they're starting to try to make these communications difficult. Basically, because we are no longer just sitting up. Some of us aren't just sitting around bumping our guns. Some of us were never just sitting around bumping our guns, right? And a lot of people are making positive movement. And this is what I mean by the positive movement. First, let me say, what's up, Terrence Cullen, Antonio Johnson? Let's see, what's up, Hunter Red? Hey, DK Phantom. Hey, what's up, Guy King? All right. So I'm waiting for Ben to get on, right? Hey, Guy King, are you back in the U.S.? Oh yeah, I've seen it with that. I opened up with that. All right. So let me explain what's going on. Um, that one of the guys that I'm trying to get in the show, he's a brother that lives in Brazil. He's Brazilian. The difference is he came here to the United States, learned some stuff, and went back. Um, all right. So so basically he I'm waiting to see if I can get him in here. I want to show y'all something real quick. All right. Okay. Y'all see this? Um, I'm gonna break something down to you all. One of the things that's going on is that a lot of the negativity that's passing down to these BAWs, right? The mistake that's being made by those that follow them is they get soiled by the BAW, the American reputation. All right. And on here, they're saying that pacifying the man was easy for the domineering black woman. Okay? I want y'all to understand this. Um, in this thing, right here, in this poster, I forgot what this is for. I want y'all to understand something. They're saying they are saying that pacification was easy Okay, and it has her saying that she wants to dominate. She wants to dominate. So even the melanated woman in Brazil have that image problem. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Okay. All right. That what I am saying is image is a problem. Image is a big problem. All right. So I'm trying to get um Jeremiah on here, having a bit of a problem. All right, we're having a bit of a problem getting him on here, and we were going to break down. All right, because he knows all the tricks and trades. Well, because he's Brazilian. Um. uh,
What's up, brother Nabi?
hey,
Got
what's
King.
up, man?
What's going on?
Okay. All right. So we're trying to get the other brother in. He's having a problem getting in. I told him to use Google Chrome.
Yeah, I may not sound so great. I'm in the vehicle right now.
That's all right. That's all right. And so um all right.
A lot of jealousy in the DR. A lot of jealousy against us.
uh
That's what I experienced. A lot of hatred from the men. It's not as bad as some places you would go to, but it's getting worse there. I predicted this. I could see it coming years ago. Like those guys aren't just gonna sit around forever and watch us come take their women. You know.
yeah, and yeah, that's true. That's kind of true. I kind of was wondering how that was going to go, right? And let me do the breakdown of this real quick. Part of the reasons things are oh yeah. Mecca Dawn knows all about that. That's her neck of the woods. But part of the thing, and oh, let's not forget to get the thumbs up, myself included. Part of the things is this that The reason why that's kind of alleviated in Brazil is for this reason that in Brazil, right, there is lack of men because of all the stuff that was going on. One, because of the LGBT thing ripped through all the boys and stuff like that with the European travelers. The other thing that happens is with all the deaths and um, it's a war zone. You know what I mean? It's a war zone.
I think another major point is that Brazil is so much bigger because it's an actual land nation. You're dealing with a small island in the DR, limited amount of people. It's not so easy to get lost in the bunch. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
In Brazil, you can go get lost in the bunch and nobody will even know you're there. I got to check Brazil out, man.
And so yeah, and so Brazil, the thing with that is one,
It's just more people.
Well, it's not only is it more people, but the ratio men to women is different because of what's going on there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
All right. And that's another thing we were going to talk about. Uh Bolsonaro, right? Everybody wants him to win, right? Except the United States. All right. They already talking about he's like Trump. All right. And so basically this is like what's going on. And so there is an somebody a black woman asked me, well, I'm gonna go to Brazil. And this is I wanted to find this right here, right? They're already dealing with the corruption of their women there with the black woman attitude, and they don't like it. And so this is a poster of their soldiers damaged. You see nothing but damage in the background, and that is an actual poster from Brazil. Hold on. All right, and so that's basically it. All right, and hopefully we can get Ben on real quick. So and so what's the story there in the Dominican Republic? So what's really going on there? How was your trip? Guy King, how was your trip?
Thank you very much.
Hello? How was your trip?
I'm back. So yeah, the trip was it was about like it always is when I go. But this time I noticed I was in a different city I had never been in this time. I was in the mainland. I was not on the coastline.
Okay.
And they're a little bit different in the city. For one, I noticed more colorism, more racism. I was in an upper class neighborhood. That's where I was staying at. And it's nothing but whites or really close to white people there. All of your black folks or your darker skinned mulattoes are all in the slums. I noticed a lot of the jealousy that I had not seen before too, with them not liking to see their women with me.
Okay, is that so much in this like kind of in the slums, or is it as you
No,
move
that's
out?
not in the slums. That's not in the slums. That's
As you
everywhere.
move out. Okay.
That's everywhere. Even in the main central part of town, where the people have money. They don't like to see their women with us.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
I went to some upscale bars, upscale clubs, and they didn't really do anything to me, but I could see that they probably wanted to.
Mm. See, Mechadon was just saying that.
Yeah,
So it's best to stick around the.
I can't really say what's best to stick around because I
Okay.
saw guys everywhere of all different classes having trouble with me. And the women I was with, they so naive, they didn't even see it, or they claim they didn't see it. They thought I was being paranoid, but I was not. I was not. But I mean, it was a learning experience being there. I probably won't go to that city again. I just wanted to experience the city for one time. But I don't know, man. I have my complaints about the DR. I mean, the women there, they can be real hit and miss. You got some that are trying to be like the BAW,
Okay.
and then you got those who they're really opportunistic. They're not bad women per se, but they
Mhm.
are. When they find out you're an American, now their eyes get big. They're like, oh, now it's time for me to try to exploit him for some dollars. Now I got to come up with all these expenses, all these millions of expenses I didn't have yesterday. Now I got these expenses because I'm dating an American.
Oh,
Now
okay.
the difference between them and an American woman is they're still willing to trade something for something. American women want something for nothing.
Uh-huh.
At least the women there are still willing to give you companionship. They're still willing to be feminine, do
And
those
they'll
things.
take care of you. They'll try to take care of you. They'll
Yeah,
try to womanly take care of you.
yeah, they'll do it. But sometimes their eyes get a little too big. One of them, I had to let her go. I think a lot of them, they think that they think we're all wealthy. They think we're all like 50 Cent and Usher and T.I.
Yeah.
They don't understand. Everybody ain't walking around like that. So,
Yeah. Right.
and the men think that too. That's probably part of the jealousy. The men believe that too.
Okay,
You know.
okay. So
Let me say real quick before I forget. I did find where they've got nice homes for rent for 250, 300 a month, and upscale apartments, new apartments that are like 5 years old, 3 years old. You get those for like $600 a month.
okay.
But a house is actually cheaper than an apartment.
Wonder why that is.
I think it's for status and style. It's like they're selling them this dream that they can, be American if they're in these new upscale apartments.
Okay. And the house represent the same old family type life.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, got you. Um, wow,
But
really
let me
and
say, the coastline is also it can be dangerous too. Like I've been seeing it ever since I've been traveling there. I've been seeing the climate, the social climate, slightly heat up. It's getting a little hotter where they're getting tired of us coming over there getting their women. Because it's getting to the point where Dominican men can hardly get the chicks. The chicks are holed out for us. You know what I
but
mean?
I'm gonna tell you what part of the problem is, right? It isn't that we're getting their women, is how we're getting their women, if you know what I mean. So a lot of brothers are coming over there, all right, and they're trying to get all the women at one time, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I
Like
know what you mean.
I want. I don't want just one woman. I want five, and I
Yep.
want this to be a temporary situation because my dollar goes further here. I'm gonna just and so basically, what's happening is we have artificially increased the worth of the woman to the
Yeah,
point where we're making them money more than a woman.
yeah, I hear you on that. Yep, and that's unfortunate. Yeah, guys are doing that. I run into brothers over there from the States, and I'd be disappointed at what some of these dudes are doing over there.
I know I stay disappointed. I really do. I stay disappointed at them dudes.
Yep, you know. But I mean, hey, like I was saying in the chat, I've got my complaints about the place, but I would take it over the States any day.
Right, right. And I feel you on that.
You know, um, it's a bit of a language barrier if you don't know Spanish when you get into the main cities. Because see, where I was at, it was less English. When you're around the coastline and you at the vacation spots, it's easier to get along. More people know English. But when you go in a real city, you got to know some Spanish. You know, a lot of colorism, man. I
Okay.
noticed. I noticed that the guys, when I would go out with my ladies, the guys who seem to be jealous, seem to be give me those funny looks. They didn't care as much when I was with my dark skinned girl because I got one over there that's darker than the other ones. The other ones they look kind of mulatto. I mean that's what they are, mulatto basically. But the darker one, the men weren't so jealous, and she actually looks better than those mulattoes, but they don't see it that way because it's colorism. So you can go
Okay.
over there and you can go over there and get the black chicks. Ain't nobody gonna bother you. That's what I got out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's what yeah, that's what I would go for anyway. Well, I'll go for whoever come after me. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, that's what we do as men. We get what we get.
Uh-huh. I mean, if she's attractive and hey, I'm good.
Yep. But
All right.
you can go have fun for a fairly cheap and short trip, like a short travel. I mean, it doesn't take all day to get there. That's why I keep going back.
Right.
That's really the draw. It's two reasons I keep going back. It's close by. You get there pretty quick, and for some reason, every time I go to that place, I end up meeting new, interesting women when I'm in the streets, just out and about in regular life. I'll meet a new woman, and I'll say, "Well, dang, I got to come back here again. I got to get to know her for the next few months, and then I'll come back here again."
Man, I gotta figure out why this guy cannot join the link. I sent the link to him. He has hangouts. Man, I don't know what's going on with this dude. I wonder if I could get him to man, I don't know what's going on. Hold on. Let me see something. I know what I'm gonna do. Because he has a Gmail account. All right, go ahead. Continue on, man. I'm trying to get this guy, the main guy on here. So what were you saying, Guy King?
Sorry, I'm trying to do three things at once here.
Oh, you and me
But
both.
yeah, but just think, what else could I tell you? What else y'all want to know? What else y'all want to know?
There we go. Let's see if I got him now.
The single mother rate is going through the roof over there.
Oh, okay.
That's another thing. That's a thing about their future that I don't like. I see a future on that island being like Chicago.
Whoa.
Way too many little children with no fathers. Way too
Whoa.
many.
Okay. Okay. We got him on here. Hola, mi amigo. ¿Cómo va você?
Estou bem, graças a Deus.
All right. Now, hey, this is Brother Jeremiah, y'all. We got Guy King up in here. Guy King's the expert on what's going on in the DR, right? We got a couple of brothers that's going off to Brazil, and then there's another brother on here that I need to add to this show, right? He's from Canada. The other brother is from Canada, and man, I'm hoping he hits me up. But he's trying to go down there to live too, and he's the one that needed to learn the Portuguese. You understand?
Okay.
Okay.
I got you.
And so I want you to tell them a little bit about what you do. Oh, this is one of the brothers from Facebook, y'all. Go ahead, tell them a little bit about what you do.
So, what's up, guys? How you doing? I'm James. I live here in Santa Catarina with my wife, and basically, what I do is a travel agent. I teach English, and my wife teaches Portuguese to non-Brazilians or Americans that want to learn Portuguese. And so I help people with flights. I hook people up with flights and book Airbnbs if you need Airbnb also booked or a hotel. I also use like sorry, what is it? It's booking.com also. I can get you hooked up with them too.
All right. And so so we were talking about primarily, who's this? All right, that's you. All right, we were talking about, there's a particular fella that I wanted, Rod, here he is. I wanted to get him in here. Let me see if I can catch him. Hey, Rod, are you in here? All right, so Rod, he speaks French. He's from Canada. Yeah, I think he's in here. Yeah, here he is. He's in here. All right. This is your link right now. Like if somebody's going to be an expat, recommend he go.
You talking to me or are you talking to GK?
I'm talking to you for Roddy Benoit.
Okay, so if somebody wants to be an expat, where should they go?
Yeah.
Well, it really depends on
where are some of the
where.
Oh, hold on. This isn't what he wanted to know. He wanted to know activities like the YMCA and stuff like that in Hill.
The YMCA in Rio.
Yeah, there's a YMCA in Rio. You familiar with YMCA?
I am familiar with YMCA, but I'm not familiar with YMCA in Rio.
They got one in Rio, in by Rua Senadodantes, Prax Flamenco. So eu comia Prax no YMCA quando eu chegar no meu hotel. So Lapa, you know, you're familiar with Lapa, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you go to Lapa, like the roundabout, right? YMCA is to your left if you're facing Lapa. All right, if you're facing the front part where they have all the food vendors.
Okay. It's been a while since I've been to Lapa.
Yeah, they have a YMCA. If you want to walk to the left, like going towards Gloria, Okay. So they talk about round trip tickets. Okay. So yeah. So we got what's up, Riley? I was trying to send you a message, but you already here. Um, what's up, Ezra? Carl Black. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. What's up, Lord Vader? Didn't know you were in here, Lord Vader. Gotta do Lord Vader in my voice. All right, $3 assassin. What's up? All right, so yeah, so tell us, yeah, tell him what he would need to know.
Basically, like I said, I think the best places to go are really more like Latin American places. Asia is good, but Asia is more. It seems to be more of a white man's kind of thing. There seems to be more of an influence of Asian people wanting to be hooked up with white people. So for the black man, Asia isn't really like super on point. Um, so I recommend like the DR. I recommend Brazil,
Well,
and I recommend Colombia because Colombia, the DR, and Brazil are like the hot spots for black men.
now he wants to settle in Brazil and open up a business. So we're talking
Okay.
about a guy coming from Canada, and so he wanted a lot of information on things to do. All right, leisurely things to do, places to go. Like I told him about Lapa, but
Mm-hmm.
he's looking for like the gyms and stuff like that.
Well, you need to Lapland, Leblon, um, uh, where's it? There's another place I'm trying to remember. I don't live in Rio. I haven't lived in Rio for a little while now, so I'm trying to remember offhand everything from there. My wife's from there, but um, shoot. Well, you got Lapa, you got Leblon, you got Copacabana. Pretty
Hmm.
much, you want to be in Zona Sul is pretty much what I recommend. If you're gonna be in Brazil and you're gonna be in like the expat area, you want to be in Zona Sul, which is the South Zone. Just so you know, for people who don't speak Portuguese and who don't understand exactly what I'm referring to, the South Zone is Copacabana area and Barra da
Ah, yeah,
Tijuca.
yeah. So we talking Copacabana area. Um, I gotta scream my baby. We got music practice today. Hold on, music practice. Um, so we're talking Copacabana. All right, and so hold on a second. So Copacabana. What else? And so yeah, because he wants to be. He wants to be he wants to go there, start a business and stuff like that, right? This is a legit brother and stuff. And I told him tonight I would have somebody on. All right, y'all, don't laugh if I break my neck. But this is how I string my bed about. And if my chair stopped moving, I can get it done. I can get her done. Hold on. Hold on for a second, y'all. There we go.
What are you doing?
Stringing my bed bow. I got music today for capoeira.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I'm doing. There we go. my special rock I use. I'm gonna be carrying that rock around. You know, like some people carry around guitar picks. My bed now.
That looks like a bow and arrow.
Then you put this. So then you take this. You put this on like this.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I can hear you. Is that UGK
Driving
talking?
through Yeah, I'm driving through a bad little area, so I'm losing reception. But
Okay, gotcha.
one thing I want to throw in there. This last trip was the first time I've ever gone somewhere and they did not charge me for a visa to enter.
Where are you coming from?
I was in the Dominican Republic. I was in Santiago, and they didn't charge me an entry fee. I've never had that experience ever before where I got in free anywhere.
That's what's up. That's what's up. But where are you coming from? Are you coming from the States? Are you coming from Canada?
Yeah,
Where are you
yeah, yeah,
coming from?
yeah. From the States, from North Carolina.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
I'm always
I think
expecting to
I
pay between 25 and $100 to enter.
I've heard that. I've heard that to get into the DR. Sorry, excuse me. I've heard to get into the DR, you have to pay like 10 to 20 bucks or whatever like that. It's not expensive. It's just that it's kind of like annoying. It's like every time you go there, you have to pay a fee.
Yeah, I think I
Yeah,
overdid.
Africa, East Africa, is
Africa.
some of my favorite places, but they cost $100 to get in.
Yeah, Africa really take advantage of some stuff.
It costs $100 to get in.
Oh,
Holy
Africa
crap!
don't be playing.
African nations that I've ever been good for like 90 days, I believe.
I never heard that before. Nobody ever told me because I know a couple of people that said that they went to Africa.
Oh, yeah.
They never told me anything about that. One guy even actually told me he lived in Nigeria, and he said that there was no issues with paying a fee to get into the country. I mean, he said it was corrupt and there was a lot of like
Well,
one
that's what.
hand washes the other hand, but he never said anything about having to
That's
pay a fee.
West Africa is totally different than East Africa. Yeah, West Africa, I believe it. It's probably is a lot cheaper.
What about corruption?
Oh, that's what's up,
The
man.
corruption in Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
I was just saying East Africa. Of course, the corruption is there, like it is in most of the third world, but I don't believe it's as bad as West Africa, according to what I saw and according to what I also heard.
Yeah, I heard some
Okay.
special
Every
things about West Africa.
Yeah, all the Africans period will tell you about Nigeria being corrupt.
Yeah.
Most Africans will talk about Nigeria pretty negatively.
Yeah.
Well,
Um.
he's from Nigeria, if I'm not mistaken.
So,
I know he's African. He's African. He's from Africa, but I don't remember if he said he's from Nigeria or somewhere close to Nigeria. I don't remember, but I know he said he used to live in Nigeria. for a short time, like sure, for a little while.
Man, so yeah, that's messed up.
Well,
But from
anyway,
now on, when I go to the DR, I'm gonna definitely travel through Santiago, even if I don't stay there. I'm gonna fly into there because now I see that they don't charge an entry fee,
And so
and it
you
doesn't
go
take.
I
to
have
the
heard that they can. They may not have charged me at one time, but I have heard and read about that they do. They can charge you an entry fee. I think you're supposed to get some sort of tourist card or whatever like that. It's like a little card thing like that that says that you're a tourist or whatever like that, and that you're planning. Like it gives you like 5 months, 6 months, or something like that, and then you have to go and renew it.
all right, it's ready. Yeah, so man, and I'm trying to wait for Mimi to get home or something. Cause we there's a particular thing that let me see. Hold on. There we go. Made it back in. Um yeah. Okay, she's there. All right. But anyway, yeah, because the other thing is the visa thing, right? All right.
Yeah,
Explain
visas.
right. We're talking about for people that of course want to stay, the people that might find somebody with the K, what is it, K1 or K2?
Well, are you talking about a K1 visa is a fiance visa? Are you talking
Right,
about
right.
that, or are you
Yeah,
talking about something else?
oi, mi amor. Moment. Presta o link. Presta o link. Eu não consigo. Só consigo. Ah, um, eu, moment, traz você um link agora. Para o computador. Eu tenho pessoas sabem no visitor. Ah, tá. Uhum. Moment, moment. Mm.
Is she having some technical problems right now, bro?
No, she should be straight, cause uh, aqui agora. She'll be in. She comes on this a lot, so she's good. Uh, it tell me. No, it tell me a bed and bow. É muito legal. Angola.
Tudo bem?
Hey, yo, you guys heard how they're predicting Ethiopia to be the next China as far as their economy in the next 40 years?
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Yeah,
I hadn't heard that.
yeah. There's some videos on YouTube about it too, but it's out there in the news and economic news. It's
That might
projected.
be it.
Mhm. Go ahead.
Uh, okay. Moment.
It's almost like the Ethiopians knew it was coming because they've already prepared for it. If you've ever been to their capital city, it looks like it was built for like westernization early before it happened. Like the infrastructure and the roads and everything, it looks far ahead of a lot of the rest of the African countries, even though they're not quite to that point of industrialization yet. It seems like they were prepared for it coming.
Well, the other thing, Ethiopia and seems to have less corruption, than I didn't say they didn't have any, but they seem to have less corruption. You know what I mean?
I could see that. It did seem a little more civilized there,
Right.
just being honest.
Uh, they have what I would call the standardized amount of corruption. All right. You'll never get rid of corruption. Lord knows we live in the United States. All right. But to have it to a point where, um, you know, it is. Hold on.
You got a lot of Ethiopians looking for American citizenship too, and brothers go over there. If you're willing to sell, if you're willing to get married to one of them sisters, they'll pay 20,000, 25,000. That's another thing I was offered a few times that I did not take.
But the thing is though, that's a temporary situation at best.
Well, of course, that's why it's mostly business. You just doing it for the money. Get the 25,000, and she's gonna probably divorce you, and then you move on. She's just trying to wait till she can get that passport. But that's just for the brothers that's not looking to build a family like that.
Oh.
Just putting it out there.
Press um link no Facebook.
Facebook, ok.
Uh-huh.
Ok. Vai estar o link no Facebook, né?
Sim. Facebook message. Message no Facebook.
I also found out something about Guyana recently. South America, Guyana.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a child
Yeah.
support thing. They got a child support thing where their women can go to the American embassy in Guyana and get you for child support here if they got your name. Brothers going down there.
No, outro link. Outro link. Aqui. Novo link. Novo link.
Novo link. Ai, tem que botar a senha. Eu perdi minha senha aqui, velho.
Ah.
Do e-mail. Não lembro.
Oh.
Eu esqueci.
Moment. Faz novo palavra. Password.
Como assim? Não entendi.
Faz nova. Entende?
Não lembro. Deixa eu ver.
Faz novo password.
Novo passo?
Um
momento.
Para seu e-mail.
Is she still coming? Is she coming onto the live with us?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
She can't remember her password.
Oh, okay. So GK, man, what do you do for work? What's your living, man?
I definitely can't say that here. Maybe
Say
offline.
what?
That definitely cannot say that here on YouTube, but maybe offline,
Okay,
possibly.
got you.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
He used to have a channel, very popular channel. It would behoove him to not say anything on YouTube
Mm,
about his person.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, no doubt. All good.
Yeah, because these people, I'm gonna just tell you, is really messed up how they do.
Yeah.
They will hunt. They will go to your job. They will try to destroy your life. Oh, are we talking about the racist
It's,
Caucasians? Nope. You know the pro-black people.
we're not even talking about. We're not even talking about black women.
We talking about dudes that will go and try to destroy another
Yep.
man's
Yep.
life and stuff like that. And
Hey,
it,
hold on real fast. Hold on real fast. I'll be right back. All right, hold on.
Ela parece. Ai, agora. Que bem.
uh-huh.
E agora que começa? Pronto.
Last weekend, talking about he wanted to go into a man's backside on some homo type stuff.
Who did that?
BGS, the one I
Yeah,
don't like.
a lot of them guys. I'll be
And
wondering.
what's very sad is that there are black men defending him all week long. There have been black men defending what he said. Now, there's been another group of black men that have been going in on him really hard. So it's almost like a civil war is taking place.
It has to be a civil war.
Yep.
It has to be because nobody can let this BS stand anymore. As coming from these weak-minded simp men, and the protection and the cover for these wicked women. It needs to end, right?
Indeed. Indeed. And these fools on here talking about, well, he didn't really mean it like that. He just meant he wanted to dominate another man.
Did he mention like that? That's exactly what. That's exactly what that is.
Yeah,
Why would
guys,
you want to dominate an? Lord have mercy.
these dudes are insane. They're insane. But on the positive side, there are a great number of men coming against them right now, which I'm
What's up, young
happy to
boy?
see.
24.
What'd you say?
I was just saying, what's up to young boy 24
Oh,
and Carl Black?
but yeah.
But yeah,
I was
we
trying to change the subject though.
no. That's more of the things we need to talk about. And the other thing is we got our media trying to scare people out of the election in Brazil and stuff. And the dudes that's the most afraid are dudes that's never going to leave their house, their mama's house. Talking about, oh, you should be scared, man. I'd watch out if I was you. And you live in Detroit, in Chicago, telling me you
Right,
would watch out if you was.
right. Yeah,
Um,
the fear is serious, ain't it?
yeah, and so it needs to be a battle, all right, and it needs to be a battle to show that we're not going to be down for all the craziness, all right, and that's the battle. Okay,
It's just funny that a year ago when I was going after him, people went after me for going after him, and some of those same people that were mad at me are now waking up, turning against him now.
Right. But
Interesting.
who tried to follow the brother while he was going to his apartment and said he didn't live there? Yeah. So the females in general are treacherous here in the United States. They have figured out. That's why I kept putting up the videos that I'm putting up to show you that the women have figured out that the laws here were only designed for men, and out of wickedness, which the people that created the laws, they never understood in a way that men understood. Afro men or men that have spirituality understood on just a spiritual level that women are inherently wicked if they're not under the leadership of a man in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And what I mean by leadership is we are the ones that are making the rules. Because when they make the rules based on their feelings, they are going to F something up and not take
Including
it,
their own selves.
including their own selves. Because they can't see past tomorrow.
Yeah. They live minute to minute, hour to hour. I was just
They
talking to
can't
somebody
see
about
past
that.
tomorrow. They cannot see past tomorrow. Right? And so, and like men, we're linear thinkers. So we think past, present, and future. Right? That's why our goal is legacy more so than anything else. You see, we want legacy. We are down for legacy. All right, women, they have no such dealings with legacy.
Yep. They deal with short term survival.
Mm-hmm. And not even short-term survival, because if they dealt with survival, all right, and this is what I'm saying is once they reach a certain level of comfort and think that safety is not going to be a problem. Just a minute. Hold on.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that.
No problem, no problem. Hold on. They always catch me in the middle of a show. Oh, but it's my package I've been waiting for. They're having that same problem like that in Brazil. It's problem. Okay. So they're having the same problem in Brazil.
Do they have the same problem in Brazil?
With the women. Look, that's what the problem in Brazil. And not to the degree, but they don't want our stuff creeping up. They don't want our stuff creeping up. Hey. I was trying to go to Capoeira today. Guess I ain't going. All right. Hold on a second.
Yo, GK, are you hearing what he's saying? Because I can't hear anything he's saying. It's
I
breaking
think he's
up.
talking to someone else.
Yeah. All right. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay. Because he was asking about Brazil, and I couldn't hear. All I heard was Brazil, Brazil.
All right.
What?
I was looking at this poster. Hey. Okay. Looking. I was putting up this poster, and I was like talking about. This is a Brazilian poster, and I was like, wow. Okay. What's this message here? A lot of stuff with the American way is creeping into their culture, and I don't think people appreciate our culture being there. If you know what I mean.
That's a
Mm-hmm.
part
They
Yeah,
like
it's like a kind of imperialism.
yeah.
But guess what though? Guess
What?
who's to blame? It's their own capitalists in their country are to blame for it.
That's true.
Their own capitalists bring in our culture trying to sell goods, and they bring in American media to their television, their movie
Yeah.
theater, their radio.
Yeah.
That's not anyone's fault but their own people doing that,
Yeah.
allowing it.
Um.
They
Um.
try to blame us for it because a lot of them blame black men. They'll say black men are coming over there. Their
Oh.
people already did, you know.
Uh huh.
We don't have the power to change their culture. They're crazy if they're gonna blame us for it.
Right.
It's their media doing it. Their people making decisions to bring in American entertainment
Right.
and
Right.
American fish and American fast food.
Right.
Yeah. The one thing I will say good about Colombia is that they've done really good about rejecting American fast food, whereas Brazil hasn't done that. Brazil has brought in a lot of American fast food. A lot of Brazilians here are obese and overweight, and it's kind of crazy to think because it's like when you see fast food in the States and you see people overweight and all that, in every corner you see a KFC, a McDonald's, a Wendy's, a Burger King. And here in Sao
Hello.
Paulo, in Rio, and all these different places in
Huh?
Brazil, you see almost the same thing. It's crazy to think that.
I know one good thing in Uganda, they tried to bring in, I want to say it was either Popeyes or Church's Chicken, and them Ugandans ran them out of Kampala, out of the capital.
What did you?
They,
That's what's up.
Are you
That's
they
trying?
didn't even
good.
let them bring it.
Hey.
No,
Yep.
because the majority of it is all full of GMO, and
Oh,
the,
Ben,
the
this is me.
cows and all the what?
Hold, hold on. She's having a bit of a problem. This is me. Say that Ben. Ele sabe muito. Ele sabe muito sobre dígito para você. So eu falo com ele e ele ensinar pessoas aqui. Uh, so I can't get trying to get her in here. Hold on for a second. So você não faz nova
Hmm?
você não fez nova moment cena. So coming up fish. Okay, so press the link here, water. Mm-hmm.
So, do you speak Spanish or do you speak Portuguese, GK?
Hey, guy came. I think he.
Hey, I'm just getting back. What y'all say?
Do you speak Spanish?
Spanish or Portuguese?
Not very well.
Oh, okay.
Enough to get by in general
Hmm.
conversations, but not good enough. I'm trying to get better.
All right. Get in touch with me afterwards, man, if you're interested. We
Okay.
got My wife teaches Portuguese, so she can help you with that.
Okay. Yeah, I need to get. That's my big weakness. It's always been a weakness for me to learn other languages, man.
I hear you. I hear you.
Even back in high school and college, I couldn't do it.
So some people are more adept and more talented at languages than other people, and some people are better at business and stuff like that. I'm better at languages. I'm not really so good at business and that kind of stuff, like business marketing, technology. I'm not so good at all that, but language, that's my thing. I can do language.
That's good.
So I can communicate, but I won't be able to make money. I'll just be able to communicate people. Other people will make money, but they can't communicate.
Okay. Boa noite. E vi você. Ok. Pressa outro link. Aqui. Vire aqui. Nova link. Nova mensagem. Macadon. Olá.
Fico com vergonha.
Yeah, it's been a while, Macadon. Sim.
Mission Cars, Trending Call.
Okay.
Ah, tá. Boa noite, tudo bom?
Hey,
Tá chiando, filho.
Mimi,
Oi.
fechada no volume. Fechada no som.
Fechar o quê?
Damn it.
Fechada no som. No vídeo. No. Ok. Primeira link. Fechar um som.
Fechar o som.
Outra. Primeiro link. Aqui. Link aqui. Entende? Ok. A som aqui. Ok. E outra comigo outra homem. Não tem problema. Okay.
Meu.
Oh, you got a pizza? Okay. Yeah. I think she got it now. All right.
Aí diminuição, né?
Tá.
Um momento. Tá alto, filho. O som. Peraí.
Parei aqui.
Oi. Entendi, peraí. Eu tirei a luz. Só um momento. Calma aí. Ai, peraí. Eu vi. Tá bom?
Ah, tá bom, tá bom,
Tá bom?
tá bom. Ah, tá bom. Nome.
Bom?
Tá bom?
Bom, agora sim. Aham.
Tá bom?
Tá bom, Kiwi.
Ok.
Oi.
So, eu não vi você. Ok.
Uma... Eu tirei, eu saí da câmera. Calma aí.
I think same. Okay. So Ben, this is Mimi. She lives in Bangu. She lives in Bangu. And so we were. Hey, tell him. Ele fala português muito melhor. Ele fala inglês muito melhor. Ele ensina inglês. Você posso aprender português para. Não, aprenda inglês para ele.
Aprender inglês com ele?
Sim. Ok, so fala com ele seu problema no visto.
Eu não consegui passar no visto, Kiwi.
Huh?
Entende?
Prienta.
Oi?
Ok, Prienta, as mulheres dá você no consultar.
Não entendo.
I know, because I'm getting French and Portuguese mixed up. I got a French test coming up. Fala com ele.
Falar com ele.
Ok. O que aconteceu?
O que aconteceu no consulado?
Consular.
Kiwi, eu já disse.
Perguntas.
Porque tinha muitas pessoas tirando o visto. Muitas pessoas indo tirar o visto. Ela não liberou. Entende?
So, can you hear her? Ben, I can't hear you. You're muted. Did I do that?
No. I'm here. I muted the microphone. I was coughing. Okay. Boa noite, Micheline.
Boa noite. Ele fala português?
Sim, falo. Eu tô casado. A minha esposa, ela é brasileira. Eu falo português também.
Legal. Ai.
Ok, então, qual foi o seu problema aí no consulado?
Não, eu cheguei lá e falei, né, que ia lá que eu conheci, que era pelo senhor Kibel, que era, no caso, ele, só que chegou na hora, ela falou que não poderia agora, só no que vem para fazer de novo o visto. Entendeu? Só que tinha muitas pessoas voltando, não só foi eu que não liberaram.
Mas por quê? Só por causa das pessoas que foram lá para tirar o visto?
Ela perguntou se eu era casada, eu falei que não. Não, ela perguntou se eu era divorciada, eu falei que era. Aí ela perguntou onde que eu ia ficar, né? Aí eu falei que era no Kibel. Aí chegou lá, ela perguntou o que mais?
Mas você está querendo...
pela ONG, a ONG, né, que a minha coordenadora tinha me convidado para ir. Entendeu?
Sim, você está querendo turismo, visto de turismo, ou você está querendo visto de noivo? Você está querendo vista de
De
nueva ou
turismo.
de turismo?
De turismo.
Turismo.
Ah, tá. Well,
Moment. I think I know what happened. Because when we filled it out on a Portuguese side, it has like the tourist and the business one is conjuncta. It's together. You know what I mean?
Conjunto.
Você
Yeah,
mora aqui
okay.
no Brasil ou nos Estados Unidos?
Eu moro em Santa Catarina, Joinville.
Nos Estados Unidos?
Não, eu
Não,
moro aqui em Joinville, Santa Catarina.
Santa Catarina. Onde fica? Eu não sei.
Let
Bem,
me say.
bem no sul. Mais sul do que Rio de Janeiro e São Paulo.
Ah, sim, entendi. No sul.
All right, let me say one other thing.
Mas é muito difícil tirar o visto no consulado, é muito difícil.
Eu estou entendendo. Porque a
Entendeu?
minha esposa também queria. Ela queria o visto americano também, mas ela não conseguiu por causa de montes de coisas que você tem que provar. Mesmo que ela está casada comigo. Mesmo que ela está casada comigo. Foi muito difícil mesmo.
Com licença. Momento.
Eu falei que eu trabalhava numa instituição que ajuda as crianças carentes, entendeu? Que lá eu faço trabalho com criança, faço contação de história, faço a boneca Mimi. Mostrei tudo para ela, da ONG. Entendeu? A minha coordenadora me deu
hold on for a second.
Informativo para provar que realmente que eu faço trabalho na instituição.
Licença.
Ela perguntou com quem eu morava. Eu falei que era com a minha mãe.
Com licença.
Tá. Ok. Se o namorado quer falar, peraí.
Desculpa.
Não tem problema. So everybody, the same way that he does, because Methadone, was trying to. I looked at. She was doing something with Spanish with Rolando Power Guarantee, and for all of y'all, this is something that we could do on these platforms like this. You know what I'm saying? Ben, like you're on these platforms, so everybody can have access. Just got to figure out a way to set it up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And coordinate, because so we're gonna have Portuguese and Espanol, and if it get good enough, we got a brother over here from Canada that could teach French. So kind of figured, but and we'll piggyback off of y'all for the French and stuff like that. But for the Portuguese, really important that people learn a little something, you know, because of going, you know, a lot of people want to travel, and even as visiting, you want to know a little something. You know what I mean? So y'all go ahead, continue, and then translate kind of the gist of what's going on. Ben and Mimi, continue on. Hey Ben, did you hear me?
Kind of heard you. Sorry, my wife was talking.
Okay. Okay. So what I was saying is that continue on, because apparently 50%. She said they rejected a lot of people when she went up there.
Yeah. She said there was a lot of rejection. She told me that there was the consulate guy or girl, whoever it was, the person who she asked for the visa, told her that she can only do it next year because there were so many people there, and that's it wasn't exactly a good time to apply for the visa. Is what she said.
So that makes a lot of sense. So there was kind of a quota or whatever, or maybe not that.
Yeah. Michele, você fala pouco de inglês ou não? Eu sou português mesmo.
Eu iniciei agora, não faz nem um mês, fez um mês, quer dizer, iniciei agora no curso de inglês. Mostrei
Ah, tá, ok.
ele
Ah, tá,
sabe.
ok. Legal.
Mas não sei falar assim
Legal.
inglês, não. Eu entendo ele, o pouco que ele fala comigo, eu ensino ele português. Ele
Uhum.
aprendeu muito mais rápido do que eu, entendeu? Se falar
Aham.
devagar para ele o português,
Roger.
ele compreende. O que tem que
Aham.
falar
Sim.
devagar com ele, o português.
Aham. Sim. Sim.
Aí agora que eu iniciei também curso de inglês, que eu acho que é importante também para mim fazer, entendeu?
Sim. Sim. Tá. Tá mesmo. A inglês vai dar para o mundo inteiro um dia. Todo mundo vai precisar.
É,
É
e é muito
importante para
legal,
você
tô gostando.
aprender.
Eu tô gostando.
Uhum, legal. Ok. É assim, você já teve todos os documentos que você estava precisando?
Mm-mm.
Eu tirei passaporte já. Eu já tenho passaporte.
Aham.
Só, tipo assim, como falei, eu trabalho numa instituição com crianças carentes, entendeu? Numa ONG, que é a Tia Selminha, é onde que ele também ajuda a instituição,
Aham.
entendeu? São
Olha
mais de
só,
100 e poucas crianças. Eu amo o que eu faço. Eu sou apaixonada por crianças, entendeu?
legal.
Eu faço
Uma dica que eu vou
trabalho lá
falar para
também,
você.
trabalho no brechó. Hã?
Desculpa, eu não queria interromper, desculpa.
Não, pode falar.
Uma dica que eu queria falar para você é
Hum,
assim, quando você vai lá para sua entrevista,
hum.
não diga para eles que você tem alguém para lá, nos Estados Unidos, ou você pretende ficar lá por um bom tempo, entendeu? Fica assim, eu quero visitar uns 10, 15 dias e já voltou. Já. Você
Entendi.
tem que deixar a impressão com eles que realmente você só queria ir lá para visitar e voltar, porque eles realmente importam muito com quem vai voltar. Eles não dão visto para ninguém que eles têm a impressão que não vai voltar. Porque
Entendi.
eles pensam assim, brasileiro quer fugir do Brasil,
Ah, sim.
entendeu? E eles querem meter o pé para os Estados Unidos, sempre assim. Então, sempre você vai lá para tirar seu visto, você tem que sério, seja muito sério. Assim, você tem que leva muito sério. E dá a impressão, eu não gosto dos Estados Unidos, eu não quero ficar lá, eu odeio os Estados Unidos, eu só queria ver meus amigos, ou alguma coisa,
Uhum.
entendeu? Para eles
Mas só
entenderem
que só
que
quando
você
eu
não pretende
conheci.
ficar.
Ah,
Like,
eu falei que ia para fazer um evento da ONG nos Estados Unidos, entendeu? Com a minha coordenadora. Acho que ia voltar. Foi isso que eu falei.
Sim, sim. Mas, assim,
Hum.
a sistema é contra vocês. Realmente, o sistema é contra vocês. Você tem que lembrar isso. Que eles
Hum.
estão tentando parar o influxo das pessoas que está tirando visto só para ficar lá e nunca volta. Eles vão
okay.
Ah,
ficar ilegal e nunca vai voltar, entendeu?
Calling
hum.
sister, calling sister Patty.
Hum.
Uh, so, muito pessoas aqui falam inglês. So, hey,
Hum.
hey, hey, Ben, can you kind of sum up like kind of what's going on? Because I'm thinking like there's like kind of
Okay.
like a quota or something. The way it sounds to me.
Okay, I was just telling her, I was just trying to explain to her, it's really important that she pay attention to the fact that they have a system that's set up against Brazilians and against people of Latino descent. They're trying to stop the influx of people who are going like leaving Brazil or leaving from South America and trying to come into North America and then
Right?
stay illegally because a lot of people get the visa, they come there legally, they do everything normal, correctly, and then they just stay. They don't ever go back. And so the United States is trying to make sure that they don't let people in who have the intention to stay, i.e., people who know somebody there who's like a boyfriend, girlfriend, a fiance, a husband, wife, whatever it be. They don't want that to happen. They don't want people to enter, and if your love interest is there, then you're going to stay there, obviously, because you're going to want to be with your love interest. So that's what I was telling her. She has to be
Um,
very, very serious at the interview. She can't tell them like, anything about I know somebody there, I have friends there, or anything like that.
unless
They
somebody
will
is
not give her
sponsored.
the visa.
All right, because all this is unless it's like a sponsorship via, because I mean we're talking about people that collab with the between myself and the NGO, and so we already got the visa for one person. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so that,
Yeah.
and that's what I was trying to tell. We're going to keep it on that level that like I will, because I'm a sponsor anybody that I work with, any NGO, if they get their passport. So that's the deal,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so there's like one other person, and Somina's husband, um and he's going to be easy because I don't know. I think he aspires something. I don't know. He about a James Bond or something. This dude, he crazy. But anyway, so basically that's the deal, right? And we're going to do this on that, and that's why I said 2 weeks. One of the things, like in the idea that you brought up, was for the people that's difficult. I will go ahead and do an itinerary, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
for 2 weeks, because basically everybody has to be back before school starts again in February, right? So whatever we
Mm-hmm.
do, the time we got to do everything is between January and February, right? And we could kind of mention that this is the only time to take the vacation because school starts again in February. Got to get the NGO running back up, this, that, and the other, and stuff. And it's legit because, well, that's what we do. And so,
Mm-hmm.
um, basically, this is the thing. So it shouldn't be that difficult after that. And so
Correct. It
long
shouldn't
as the
be.
first time you don't overstay by even an hour, you're good. But 2 weeks, you get 6 months. So 2 weeks, they see you coming back in 2 weeks, they know it's a vacation.
Yeah. Well, like I said, you just have to prove to them. You have to do whatever you have to do. Explain it. You have to show documentation. So show whatever you need to do, um, so that they understand that it's just a vacation. You are planning to come back, and you're not planning to leave the country and never come back to Brazil. Because unfortunately, there's a lot of people who do that. Like I said, they
And
go
that's
there,
what,
they
yeah.
do where it's legal, they do everything correctly, and doesn't matter the country. They come from Mexico, they come from Brazil, they come from Colombia, from Guatemala, wherever.
Africa. There's a lot of
But
people from
and
Africa
yeah,
that do that.
and then they get there, and then they say, oh no, why would I want to go back to that country? No, I'm staying here in the U.S. I'm never going back. Forget it. I'll stay illegal. But
Right.
hold on 1 second. Wife wants to talk to me. Hold on 1 second.
Mhm. All right. So basically, what's going on is to the people, to the brothers, talking about going down, meeting somebody, this, that, and the other. Um, there, things can get complicated and complex, right? Unless you want to be an expat, and that's so. It is easier to become an expat than it is for them to come up here. All right. So it is easier for us to go live down there because basically, if you make, hey, what is it, $2,000 a month? Ben, is it $2,000? If you have an income of $2,000 a month, they'll accept you on a long-term visa or a retirement visa. And so they'll accept you on a retirement visa. There's a couple of visas that you can get if you have some skills, like teaching English. So you got a lot of that. Okay. All right. An expat um, is, I don't know, the way I see it is what they're calling a lot of people that are U.S. citizens or some citizens that want to go and retire somewhere legally. All right. And some people give up their citizenship in the U.S. to take on the citizenship of the other country. All right. And so, it's like, hey, Ben.
Tudo bem, sem problema. Okay, sorry about that. Yes, $2,000 a month, bro, will get you a retirement visa. You can retire to Brazil with 2,000 US dollars a month, because that's about 6,000 and some change in reais, and that will allow you to retire legally here in Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, explain
Okay,
it.
so my wife wants to talk to you. She wants to talk to you about the visa.
Olá.
She's going to try to explain.
Ela, que é brasileira.
Uh-huh.
Boa noite, tudo bom?
Boa noite, tudo bom?
Eu não tô
Graças a
ouvindo o
Deus.
fone. Aqui, amor, tira o fone. pra
Tá,
eu ouvir.
ok.
Cadê o microfone?
O microfone tá aí. Fala.
É assim?
Ela tá ouvindo.
Você tá me ouvindo?
Tô ouvindo sim, tô sim.
É que eu tava explicando para ele aqui. Ele queria que eu participasse. Hello, guys. Hello, everyone. How are you? I'm James' wife. Okay. I will try to explain to a Brazilian friend, how to get a visa to the United States. Então, eu estava falando para ele que, assim, se você tem um namorado americano e quer tirar visto para visitar ele, não fale de maneira nenhuma no consulado que você está indo para os Estados Unidos visitar um namorado ou que você tem um namorado. Por quê? O seu visto vai ser negado, não por esse motivo, mas que quem tem que tirar o visto, no caso, seria ele, entendeu?
Entendi.
Ele que teria que tirar o visto para você, que é o visto K1 de noiva, e tem outro visto, que é o visto de esposa. Quando a gente é casada, ele teria que tirar o visto de esposa lá nos Estados Unidos, e não aqui. Mesmo se você casar no Brasil com um americano, ele não consegue tirar visto daqui para lá. Ele tem que pegar um avião, ir para os Estados Unidos e tirar um visto no consulado americano lá nos Estados Unidos. E a gente aqui no Brasil, a gente recebe esse pedido por e-mail de toda a documentação que a gente tem que mostrar no consulado e a entrevista.
Caramba.
Esse processo leva entre 6 meses a 1 ano, ok? Então, a forma legal para você entrar nos Estados Unidos e ficar lá é só através de visto de noiva ou visto de esposa. É uma maneira legal.
Turismo também.
E visto de turismo, o visto de turismo é o mais difícil, é o caminho mais difícil.
Eu fui
porque você tem que provar para eles que você não está afim de ficar lá.
Entendi.
Tem que ser o contrário. Tem que ser o contrário. Você não tem que demonstrar que você está querendo viajar. Você tem que demonstrar que você... Não, eu vou visitar e vou voltar para o meu país, que eu não tenho interesse nos Estados Unidos. Como que você demonstra isso? Você demonstra com provas, papéis.
Entendi.
E o que é? O emprego, você tem que estar empregada aqui no Brasil, tá? Levar comprovantes que você está empregada, ter conta bancária, ter, por exemplo, casa própria, no seu nome, ou um carro, sei lá, no seu nome, entendeu? Ou filho aqui no Brasil, ou que você é casada aqui no Brasil. Tudo isso prova que você vai viajar e você vai voltar para cá.
Entendi.
Entendeu? Quando você for tirar o visto de turismo, eles vão perguntar quanto tempo você pretende ficar lá? Uma semana.
Uma semana.
Uma semana. Fala que é uma semana ou 10 dias no máximo. Um tempo curto. Entendeu? Porque passou de 10 dias, eles já vão ficar com uma pulga atrás da orelha.
Entendi.
Entendeu? Então, é isso. Então, a questão é se você quer entrar ilegalmente no país. Não é a questão de, vou negar visto porque é latino, não sei o que, senão ninguém ia. Lá no Brasil está cheio de latino. É cheio de indiano, latino, gente de tudo quanto é parte vai para lá. Se fosse para negar, eles iam negar para todo mundo. Então, você vê que não é assim. Eles não querem pessoas ilegais no país. Porque o que isso acontece? Isso mexe com a economia. Isso mexe com a economia do país, que eles têm leis e eles têm que sustentar todo mundo. Entendeu?
Você explicou para o Kibel também?
Não entendi.
Você explicou para o Kibel também, que você está me falando?
Quem é essa pessoa que ela está falando?
Fala comigo. Ele fala
com o Kibel, meu namorado.
É ele que está falando?
Momento, com licença.
Tá. Não, isso aí eu nunca falei com ele, não. Eu nunca falei com ele, não. Eu tô falando com você agora.
All right. Com licença. All right, for my English speakers. Okay,
ele
for the
quer
English speakers.
Também, entende?
For my English speakers, all right, let's have a little brief breakdown on what was going on here.
Okay. So basically, she said that. Okay. So she just wanted to explain that real quick for Michelle. That was basically what happened was she said that if you go to the United States, if you want to leave from Brazil and go to the United States for tourism, what you need to do is you need to say that you're going for 1 week or 10 days maximum. Because if you say that you're going for more than that, then they're going to be like questioning or doubting you. They're thinking that you're lying. Something's up here. And
that's even with an itinerary.
Yes, even with an itinerary, because if you bought the itinerary, that's a different story. It may work to your favor, but it depends on the agent. Some agents are very strict and very by the book. Some agents try to be fair and try to, hear your side and understand where you're coming from. It depends on the agent, and usually you don't want to take the chance, because more often than not, you end up with people who are going to be very strict and throw the book at you and say, no, the book says this, you didn't do this, so that's it. Negate. Bye-bye. Ciao. So you want to make sure that you do everything correctly.
So 10 days max. All right.
Yeah,
see,
10 days max.
But I think the time of the year has a lot to do with something. Because Selma, when I got the visa for Selma, it wasn't that we didn't have that much of a problem.
When did you get the visa for Selma?
It was in May. I think May, because Mimi was supposed to go with Selma then, but she waited to the end of the year. So there was some stuff that happened. So she was supposed to go with Selma. She was supposed to go with Selma then. I believe she would have had her visa already.
Well, yeah, I think I
I
think
think
it
the
might
time.
have something to do with Carnival. There may be an issue with Carnival because when Selma went was way after Carnival and also
Okay.
way before. So if Mimi was supposed to go and do it after Carnival or before Carnival, that may had a factor in it. But um, basically, what Rosa said, Rosa's my wife, the one who just spoke with you.
Uh-huh.
Um, basically what she just said was just that it's 10 days. You don't tell them that you have any kind of love interest in the United States, so you need to avoid saying anything about that. You also want to make sure that you use different documented forms of proof that you have a desire to return, that it's just for tourism. So specifically, some forms that she listed were that you have children here in Brazil, that you have a job here in Brazil. You have to be working. You have to have some sort of a job here in Brazil
So her being at the
because they won't.
NGO,
What?
the NGO that'll take care of that.
Well, the sponsorship helps, but they
No, no, no,
from
no,
the
no.
side
She
of
works. She actually works at the NGO with the children.
yes, I understand, but what I'm saying is that they're gonna want to see her personal bank records to show that she has money to support herself,
Okay.
regardless of whether or not somebody is supporting her. That helps that somebody's supporting her, but that's not gonna be the oh yeah, sure, no problem, check in the box, you got it, it's okay.
Okay.
Um, so they're going to want to see that she has a sufficient amount of money in her bank account.
And what would
Um,
count as a sufficient amount?
Usually, as far as I understand it, somewhere around 10K or 15K at least,
Um.
depending on the amount of time that you want to say
All right.
that you're saying that you're staying.
Okay.
Right. So
So
if you say
for
you're going to
people that
stay
don't
for
have that much,
20,
no, we're going to do all right, 10 days. So you want to just go visit somewhere for 10 days. You're being sponsored by somebody from the States because they work in Brazil.
uh-huh.
You see what I'm saying? So you got somebody that travels to Brazil to do work and could document that. So would that
Yeah,
help?
well, I mean, it doesn't hurt. Bring all the documentation that you possibly can. Show that you have a house in your name. That's another thing that Rosa said was is that if you have a house that you bought, like that's not just rented, but it's like it's actually bought, or that you have land here in Brazil, something along those lines. If you have a car that you're still making payments on here in Brazil, something that basically shows
So
that
basically, if you're a free
you can't
person,
just boom, see ya.
so if you're free, understand this. This is why I say the European style of government is slavery. So if you're a free person that kind of handled your bills and stuff like that, all right, they restrict your travel to the US if you're brown, if you're a little brown. Because all the things that
Yeah,
you mentioned, all the things that you mentioned that they want you to have um are things that are kind of difficult for Afro people to get. Own a house, not rent. No, most people rent. Um, have a car that you're
yep.
paying on. Most of us get a car that you don't have to make payments on. You know,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, well, that's why
so,
people buy beater cars, like those little $500 cars, and it cops
mhm.
out on you after 6 months because they can't afford the payments every month, and they also can't afford to buy one off the lot. So the only way that they can get a car is to buy like a little $500 beater, and then it eventually craps out on you
And you're
six
paying
months
a
down the
repairman.
line. You're either paying a repairman or you're just junking it, getting some money, and then buying a new $500 beater, and that's just how you
Keep
do
on
it.
going. Yep.
Beater and more beater. So one of those kind of cars that goes
Yep. 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 But I've been looking at something, and I think just having an itinerary that for 10 days that can be altered or whatever. I think that'll solve the whole thing.
Well, yeah. I mean, do your
Kind of
research.
for us.
What we know for sure is that you're going to need documentation. So bring as much documentation as you
Yes, you
possibly
can.
can. Letter of support, her bank records. You're going to need to show that she's employed with the NGO, that she's doing this for work reasons, or she's going there for tourism, whatever, whatever. It's a temporary visit, either way, work or pleasure, whatever, but it's
Yeah, yeah, it's
temporary.
going to be late.
And
Yeah, because
show that,
that's going to be the easy thing. Because, but like I said, I think a lot of times the area and where they're going to uh, helps. Like you're coming to Texas to see the Alamo. Nobody from Brazil is trying to stay in Texas. I'm just, I'm trying to keep you.
I know a few Brazilians that actually said that they wanted to come to Texas, but
But
that's neither
mostly,
here nor
you know,
there.
it's mostly California and Florida.
Yeah,
Mainly
no, you're right.
California.
The normal spots are, but I do know a few Brazilians that said that they would like to go to Texas.
Right. Now, and that's a quiet secret, though. There are a few. There are a few.
Yeah.
But it's not like California and Florida. You already know what time it is. Because California and Florida, they
Yeah.
gonna blitz. Texas, see, Texas, the thing about Texas is if you come here, they already getting hard on the Mexicans that are here. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so basically you have that going on. So yeah, a lot of people don't want to take their chances in Texas. Some do. The Mexicans, because Texas used to be Mexico. So they don't have a problem. You know, it's just kind of crazy like that. But I think just having the itinerary, the NGO stuff, because there's stuff that I can even write, you know, here, you know, and the clout, retired military clout, that be something that can be leaned on too. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
and so like to you brothers that's here, it's easier for us to go and stay there than it is for them to even come and visit here, you know, and that's basically it. And so I think that's the route to be taken then. But yeah, it's something else. Y'all, a lot of this stuff is things you have to think about. For a lot of you brothers talking about, I'm gonna go down there and meet somebody. And this is why I put these on here like this. This is something that you may need to know, because you got one person going through the struggle first. All right, and so this is what you have, right? And so um that I mean that's pretty much a piece of cake, you know. And the fact is, like when Selma come, if she come, I would travel back, and so if Mimi come, I would travel back with her, you know. So it would be like
Hmm.
it would be like a ticket, because that would be the other part of my trip, right? And so and they would understand that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Well, uh-huh.
And so
Um,
it's like everything to let them know that somebody's going to come back, that these are visits.
true, true.
And
Well, I mean, I wish you well, man. I hope it all works out. I
and
think
hold it,
that
you gave me
you got
another
all the
idea,
information that you need.
right? You gave me another idea. um I'm gonna add a question for her to ask them. Like somebody wants to come and retire in Rio, could you please give me some information to tell them how to retire in Rio? You know, they're ex-military and they have a large bank, you know, all that stuff. You know, kill two birds with one stone. Now you're really putting it in their head, oh, this person's coming back and bringing us money.
Yeah. Well, as far as ex-military retiring, they pretty much just have to, as long as they can prove that they're making 2,000 US dollars a month from the VA, with the Veterans Administration,
Yep.
or from Social Security, whatever it be, then the government of Brazil will evaluate their documents, will evaluate
I'm not saying that I would want to
their
do it.
situation, and then they'll give them the stamp. They'll give them the documentation, and then they can stay here and officially be retired in Brazil. The,
You're missing what I'm saying. If I give you that information, and it's a legit question to be asked, because it's a future plan, but to get to hand that information over to her, like the VA letter of what was being made a year, with the question, what can this person do to retire here? That kind of adds weight that not only is she coming back, but the person that she's going to see want to come there. You see what I mean? So they'll know she'll be back. So we have to build a
well,
story.
not necessarily, because I mean the person who does the interview at the consulate, they may not understand that. They may say like, okay, you got some rich American who's got some money. Like, why wouldn't you want to go there and stay with him there or with her there,
But
or
I
whatever?
mean, but
You know what
see,
I
here's
mean?
the
It
thing.
doesn't. It's not necessarily guaranteed that they're going to
Hold it.
understand that this person
But
wants
here's
to
the
stay
thing.
there.
Right. But here's the thing. We have the history of the person always coming to Brazil to work with the children at the NGO. See, the NGO is going to play a pivotal part. If not on their part, if we add that this person always come and have future trips planned, right? You see what I'm saying? So it's not just the one time, it's future trips that are planned throughout the year. And so they could look at the passport and see that. And so it's like you got to build some story. When people don't own property, we got to build some story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's
those are
not,
just suggestions. If you don't have property, that's just a suggestion. And some people do, some people don't. Not everybody has that luxury.
uh-huh. Yeah. So what was your suggestion without property? What did you just say?
No. I said that was just a suggestion about having lands. Like some people
Yeah,
own land
the
here in
land
Brazil,
does.
some people don't. So it's not everyone has that option. To say, oh, I
Right.
can show that I'm a landowner.
Right. So we have to build a story, some kind of story to let them know. Because the objective here is to let them know that she'll be back.
True.
And if so if everybody that she comes to see or travel are people that go back there habitually, and if you could prove that habitually these people not only go there and come back there habitually, but they're going to continue to do so. You see what I'm saying? That might add some weight to the story.
Yeah, I could see it adding some weight. Yeah.
Yeah, when there's no property, you got to come up with it. Now we're dealing with a narrative. Now we got to come up with a narrative we have to come up with a narrative, a true narrative, or a narrative that can be shown when you can't have, when you don't have, when you're a free person, when there's no bank accounts and all the rest of that and stuff like that. Explain the K. All right, because some of the guys, all right, generally want to come and do the right thing by women and people. Explain the K. What is it, K2? Because I have some people that want to visit, but they're hoping to meet somebody that maintain their femininity, that family people, and looking to be expats. And explain the K2 and K1 or whatever. Ezra, did you hear me?
Oh, sorry. Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Explain the
Okay.
K2 or K1 to
So
the audience.
I don't know that much about the K2. I'll be very upfront, very honest with you. I don't know that much about the K2. I know about K1. K1 visa is the fiance visa.
Okay, what's the K2
So
by name? Is there K2?
like I said, I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, so there's no K2. That just came out my mouth.
I think it might have, but it might also be something. I don't know. Like I said, it
Okay,
might be
but we're
nothing that
talking
you
about the
invented, and it
K1.
might invent something. I don't know.
We're
But
talking
the
about the
K1 is the K1 is the fiance visa. K1 basically functions like this. It gives two people the opportunity to be together in one of the two people's countries. So if you're talking about Brazil and the United States, either the Brazilian can come to the United States on a K1 visa, or the American can come to Brazil on a K1 visa. Either way, one of the two of them goes to one of the two countries. The other thing is like this. If you have 30 days, the K1 visa says that you have 30 days to get married. If you do not, 30 days or 90 days, it's a limited period of time. I don't remember, 30 or 90. It might be 90, but it's a limited period like that. It's either 1 month or 3. Either way, if you do not get married within that period of time, the individual who is using the K1 visa returns to their home country or is illegal upon the hour and the day of expiration
okay, yeah.
on the visa. And also, when they return to their home country, they are no longer allowed to use the K1 visa for 5 years. They are no longer allowed to apply for that for 5 years.
Okay. All right. But can they
In the
get
case of a marriage, if a marriage does occur and they do actually go to justice of the peace, or they do a church wedding and they sign off on all the documentation and everything like that, then then the visa is then converted into a permanent residency and, or so to speak, green card for that individual who is in the foreign country to stay. The government then provides the opportunity for that individual to stay in the country and for them to be naturalized over time in 4 years, 5 years, or whatever like that, to get naturalized citizenship.
right? Okay. So that's how that one works. So, and then what about the people that might think, all right, they're talking about, oh, we want to start a business and English teachers and all the rest of that stuff.
Well, okay, so to be a formal business, not just to kind of like show up and say, hey, I teach English, and have people show up to your classes and pay you. To actually have a formal establishment business, you're going to need to have what's called the. Fala para ele que o visto de noiva e o visto de esposa são os únicos vistos que raramente são negados. Okay. É raro, muito raro eles negarem esse visto, visto de noiva ou visto de esposa. Okay. So Rosa just chimed in real fast that the visas for fiance and for wife, like when you're already married, they're very rarely denied. Just so you guys know. So if you go through that route, if you go through the K1 visa route, they're very rarely denied. And if you already are married and you want to bring your husband or your wife to Brazil or to the United States, they're very rarely denied.
Okay.
The wife or husband visa.
Okay.
Okay, now returning to what we were talking about before, which was
The business.
the business. Okay, so you're going to need MEI registry. Okay, you're going to need that, and it's basically like a business license. So it's a request, a formal request to the government. We're talking about here in Brazil. We're not talking about in the States. We're talking about here in Brazil. So it's a request to the government, and the government can then deny it or they can approve it. Or sometimes, in some cases, rare cases, they may ask you for more documentation, more information. So that's basically what it is. You need an MEI registration. Then you need to show all of your, like, where you plan to have this build, where's your location, where's your building, where's your shop going to be. Are you going to be hiring Brazilians? Are you importing foreigners to this job? Are you hiring? Is it a self business? Like, are you doing it by yourself and you don't need any other employees or anybody to work for you or with you? What kind of status are you in? And how long do you plan to be doing this business? Is it for just for the holidays? Is it for For 1 year, for 5 years, is it permanent until you decide to close, or if the business falls? Like if it doesn't make enough money and you can't pay the bills, then it collapses. So what's your status? You're going to have to prove that. How long do you plan to be in business?
Okay. So for y'all out there talking about, I'm gonna start it. And what's the there's this whatchamacallit number, like for us it's like our social security number, but it's your tax number. What do you call that again?
Okay, that is called a CPF.
Yeah, the CPF.
Hold on one second. Let me pull that out. I'll pull out my CPF and I can show you guys real fast.
Because they always ask me for that, but I use my military ID and I get by.
So
that's one of the things I learned about the military retirement part. For the U.S. military retirement card, it acts like a passport, not a visa, but a passport, right? And so I don't use my regular.
I don't know anything about that.
Huh?
I don't know anything about
that.
I
use it as such.
Retirement.
I use it as such in Rio all the time. When they need a CPF, I pull that out and I give it to them. The other thing is your passport. If you have it on it, you can use that. But I usually leave my passport in my room because and I carry my wallet, and so I keep that on me. And in Europe, you could kind of use it. It's not recommended to fly to the Middle East for obvious reasons. You use your passport. But anyway, but yeah, the U.S. military documents, it won't for places that need visas, but it settles as ID, as official ID. With me being an American, I won't be able to open a business with it, but I could do the stuff that they'll ask me when I go certain places. You have a CPF, I give them that, and so now I don't have a problem.
Oh dear. Crap. Okay, I heard you. My camera stopped working. Hold on real fast. I might need to leave the call and then come back. Hold on real fast. Hello? Okay.
Viu? Falou com ele? Viu o que ele falou?
Huh?
Okay. So this right here, if you can see it, I don't know if you can see it too good. This is a CPF. This is a CPF card. Okay. So that's what you want to. That's what you can get. You just get this little. You get this little card here, and you can put it in plastic for R$2 at the post office, and it costs like R$7 at the Receita Federal.
Okay.
So you just go to the post office, you pay R$7, then they give you your code. You take it to the Receita Federal, you pay like R$5 more, and then they give you the actual number, the actual code, and then you take it to the post office and get it. Sorry, not the post office. What do you call it? Like we call it the loteria.
I know where you. Yeah, we went there to get a notary for Selma to get the stuff from Receita Federal.
So yeah, and then you just put it in plastic. That way there you don't lose the card and you don't lose it doesn't get wet one day and then it's ruined. You know what I mean? So you do that.
Man, I've been practicing every day. Man, my wrist is getting stronger. This thing was killing
That's
me at
good.
first.
That's good, man. Glad to hear it.
Yeah. But anyway, so I'm gonna shut this down. All
All
right.
right.
We gave everybody some good information that want to do whatever they want to do. Um, hold
Yeah.
on.
Well, if anybody's interested,
Oh
come
yeah, and
holler at
language
me.
thing.
So my wife teaches Portuguese to foreigners, to people who don't speak Portuguese. I teach English to Brazilians who are interested, and I also do travel tourism. So if anybody's looking for a flight down to Rio, or if they want to get down here to Brazil, period, doesn't matter where, I can hook them up. I
All right.
also do travel accommodation. So if you need a place to stay, also I can hook you up with booking. I can hook you up with Airbnb, whatever the case. So yeah, get at me if anybody's interested.
All right. And so, hey, are you in my group? Reluctant Nabi Afro Men group
I think
on
so. I'm not
Facebook?
sure.
I think you might be. Hey, so y'all, we can get in for those who want to use this services, and y'all heard what you need to do for businesses and stuff. And so peace out, Dave Bowman. So basically, y'all can get in contact with them on my Reluctant Navi Afro Men group. Many of us are already there. All right. And we can go through there. All right. So I got some French to do, some tests to study for. I'd like to thank
Mm-hmm.
y'all for stopping by. About to shut this down. Bye,
All
me, more. All
right.
right. And thanks for being on here. Thanks. Big shout out to Guy King. All right. Thanks, man. And
All right.
and yeah, we're gonna try to promote that stuff because I think a lot of us are going to need what you offer.
All right.
All right.
Appreciate it, man. Hey, foi um prazer, Mimi. Tchau, tchau. Boa noite.
Tchau,
Boa
tchau.
noite.
Boa noite.
Ciao, man. Thanks for
Tchau,
putting
Mimi.
me
Beijo.
on.
Tchau, Kiblen.
Beijo.
Kiblen. Tchau.